Look around you. Most people execute their daily routines without realizing they are voluntarily locking themselves inside an economic box. Long-term poverty rarely comes down to a single stroke of bad luck. Instead, it is the cumulative mathematical outcome of unoptimized microdecisions executed day after day until financial confinement becomes permanent. The global economy operates on a binary scale. You run on the Spectator operating system or the Architect operating system. The Spectator exports their limited cognitive bandwidth and cash. The Architect captures that attention to compound their asset base. Run an audit on your own life right now. If you constantly feel like you are playing catch-up, reacting to bills instead of directing capital, your operating system is broken. Escaping this box doesn't require you to just work harder at your current job. You have to strip out the Spectator programming entirely and install the Architect's structural framework. The first extraction vector is raw attention. People earning under $50,000 a year consume 12 times more entertainment media per day than the top earners. They surrender their finite biological hours to digital streams and reality television simply to escape reality. Meanwhile, architects treat their attention as liquid, dry powder. They consume high-ticket macroeconomic data, tracking real-world market shifts to locate the exact conditions for deploying their capital. This systemic drainage extends to the physical hardware of the brain. When the body is fueled by low-cost processed sugars and artificial sweeteners, it creates a state of constant cognitive fog, eroding the precise analytical problem-solving required to navigate out of a cycle of poverty. This timeline tracks the gap in human operational runtime. Individuals in the top 1% live 14.6 years longer than those in the bottom 1%, driven by three vectors: premium nutrition, non-hazardous environments, and proactive preventative care. For the elite, buying back their health is a calculated investment. Expanding their physical longevity directly expands the operational runtime of their wealth compounding machine. That brings us to the second extraction vector, the mathematical illusion of the discount. A product listed at $200 is marked down to $100. The consumer buys it, believing they saved $100. But having no intention to pay $200, they simply drained $100 from their cash reserves. This same logic applies to debt. Spectators swipe credit cards to acquire depreciating lifestyle liabilities, like luxury car leases. Architects borrow low-interest institutional capital exclusively to acquire assets that systematically put revenue back into their accounts. The modern consumer credit system is a highly efficient trap. Workforce data shows individuals earning under $75,000 a year mentally pre-allocate 59. When a mechanical vehicle failure or medical emergency inevitably occurs, they are completely exposed, forced to borrow capital via high-interest credit lines just to survive. This short-term thinking infects how they view self-education. The Spectator looks at specialized training as an unnecessary expense. The Architect happily pays exorbitant fees for expertise, knowing that acquiring high-income skills allows them to bypass years of structural trial and error. Ultimately, your long-term net worth is inextricably bound up in the clinical average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and the temporal scale of your decision-making. Building structural wealth is a learned skill, not a genetic trait. According to global wealth reports, there are over 58 million millionaires operating globally right now. They serve as statistical proof that financial sovereignty can be systematically engineered. To exit the Spectator track, you must run a specific allocation algorithm based on your current liquid capital reserves. If you hold 0 liquid capital, you must execute the active sovereignty track. You stop acting like a consumer and trade your available, uncompensated hours to master a high-income technical capability. You use those skills to secure revenue and funnel that cash directly into building an asset that generates cash flow independent of your presence. If you operate a high-paying career but hold under $100,000 in net worth, you use the passive compounding pipeline. You maximize your active income, insulate yourself from lifestyle inflation, and funnel every unit of excess currency strictly into low-cost market index funds. The mathematical blueprints are on the board. You can remain a passive spectator whose finite hours are systematically extracted, or you can stop trend chasing like an amateur and start building like a financial architect. If you are ready to lock in your position on the grid, drop the hashtag RICH in the comments section below. Hit subscribe and activate the notification bell, and we will see you right back here for the next strategic breakdown.